What's up, guys? Frugal BC, and today we are going to review Tinyman. So it's been 30 days or roughly thereof since I started my Tinyman experiment. Let's see how it went. All that on today's Frugal BC. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Frugal BC. Today, we're going to talk about Tinyman. And Tinyman is a DEX on the Algorand blockchain. That DEX is a decentralized exchange. It means you can swap one asset for another. This is a really crucial part of the Algorand ecosystem. So one of the things that it lets you do, by the way, is it lets you be a provider of liquidity. So you provide a pair of tokens, and once you do that, you can earn some interest or some payments for the fees that Tinyman charges to make the swaps. So Algorand isn't necessarily as lucrative as maybe some of the other blockchains because their fees are higher, but also that's what makes Algorand great. And actually, we're going to find out it's not too bad. Hey, before you do that, before we get into that, if you wouldn't mind hitting the like button, that really helps the channel. And if you want to subscribe to the channel, we do all these little experiments. So you don't have to. You can learn from our wins and losses, so to speak. So you can just take the wins and not the losses. And kind of that's one of the things we're going to do today. So let's get into it. I'm going to share my screen. Here we go. We are looking at the Tinyman landing page. So when you go to tinyman.org, this is where you land. Here's one of the first things I like about this, by the way. I don't know if I brought this up last time, but when you go to app, it just does it in the same screen instead of opening up a new tab. That's it might seem like a really minor thing, but I just find that really annoying when I go to a website and like, I just want to go to the app. I don't need the landing page to stay open. There's no need for that. So I just like that it goes right to it. Again, might seem like a really minor, small thing, but I just find that really important. And I like that a lot. Okay, so the first page, like we talked about last time, and as you can see, I guess you can see my Algorand balance right now. It's yeah, so boy, under 1,000 now. That's a bummer. Yeah, Algorand's really dropped in, but this is where you would swap. So you would just you can select from some. Let's see, let's scroll down a little bit so you can see. There's like Algorand. Well, obviously you wouldn't swap Algorand, but you could do it to US dollar coin, to Tether. In fact, if you go to see all Yieldy, Go BTC, STBL, Go ETH, Opulus, all the coins. So basically any any coin you wanted to swap in, you can basically do, which I think is really, really cool. So I'm going to go to pool. As you know, 30 days ago, I basically put 2 algo into this thing. So I just wanted to see how it would do. And so the way it works is, so I put in 1 algo and it was like maybe 90 some yieldy. And what happens, I check this every once in a while, and you'll notice like it kind of balances between the two. So if someone buys one, it kind of balances back and forth. So sometimes the yieldy is lower, sometimes the algo is lower. Now, if you go to, let's see. So now I can see more details. Like here's the number of pool tokens that they give you. Now that has not changed. So that's the same. That stays the same, but you'll get some money when you take it out. And actually, wow, it went up. Okay, so the current value of the whole thing is 339, and it was higher before, but that's because the price of algo has gone down quite a bit since the last time. I think it was in the 170 range, maybe 180, and now it's in the 130 range. So that's why that went down. But the real key metric, and they didn't have this when I first did the video, the key metric is the earnings since your last pool transaction. And currently that's at 21 cents. And the funny thing is, when I checked this before, when I was prepping for the video, it was at 20 cents. So it actually went up a penny even while we were sitting there. And then you can see your share of the pool, which is, with that amount, it's quite small. So I did a little math. On the 20 cents. And I kind of figured what I put in before, so I had a little higher of an amount. But it was roughly around, we'll say it's around 10% just for rounding errors, because I didn't get like exact numbers from the first time I put this in. So basically, for putting in 2 coins, or I should say, yeah, 2 algo, which ended up being like 1 algo, and like I said, 80, I think it was 88. It might have been like 88 yieldies, something like that. I got 21 cents in about 30 days. So that's, we figured out that's about 10 to 11%. I'm gonna err on the low side and say 10% over 30 days. So you can see that over a year, that's going to be closer to 120%. Now, would that pan out that way in the long run? I'm not sure. All I want to do is show you the numbers for adding some liquidity to the pool. And I like this because I feel like I'm helping the ecosystem. I'm helping this thing be a reality so people can swap between the two, and I'm getting a little something for my effort. And that's really all I want to talk about. I think this is going to be kind of a short video. I'm going to stop my share. So basically, I would say if you want a way to make some passive income, this is a great way to do it. And you don't have to leave the ecosystem. You don't have to pay a ton in fees. You just kind of put it in there. You just kind of park it there and let it go. Now, of course, there are risks. There are always risks with anything you do. When it comes to this kind of stuff, there are risks about impermanent loss. And all the liquidity mining stuff I've done, I've never had that happen. So I think it's a pretty low risk, but it's non-zero. So you always have to think about that. You always have to be careful where you're putting your money and realize that there is a small but possible chance that you could lose some money doing this. But overall, I think the odds of that happening are pretty low. And like I said, I've been pretty happy. I actually have more algo right now. A little less yieldy, but quite a bit more algo because it was 1 algo and now it's like $1.20. So the balance is working out kind of interesting. But so if I were to pull it out, I would have earned 20 cents. So I think what I'm going to do, because I did that video on AlgoFi, and I don't know, I think it's good that they have it, but also like it's not very useful if you're someone who's like looking for some returns. So I might end up, after my experiment with that, I might end up pulling it out and putting more into this, and I might just put more into this anyway, because it seems like a pretty good way to grow and gain some more algo and yieldy. So that's pretty cool. Anyway, I hope you liked this video. If you guys have used Tinyman for anything, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. I'd love to hear what your experience has been, and I will see you in the future.